Good evening, I'm Peter Hitchener. Prime Minister John Howard has lifted the election speculation tempo by telling the Liberal Party convention in Brisbane the coalition will sell the rest of Telstra if re-elected.
It had all the hallmarks of an election campaign. At the Liberal Party convention, packed with party faithful, there were cheers for the leader and a big announcement.
If re-elected, we will proceed to allow the people of Australia, the men and women of Australia, to buy the remaining two-thirds of Telstra.
Cashing in on the success of the initial one-third sale of Telstra that saw 1.8 million Australians buy up shares, Mr Howard wants voters to decide whether they want the government to go all the way.
The Australian people will have an opportunity at the next election to decide whether or not they agree with our policy.
The sale is expected to reap around $40 billion. Most would go to pay off debt. Prime Minister Howard plans to put legislation before Parliament within weeks so that Telstra is ready to go on the market after the next election. But he's already facing some stiff opposition.
We absolutely oppose what the Prime Minister has suggested.
And the Telstra sale will almost certainly run into problems in the Senate.
I think he's doing it to give himself a large pork barrel.
Flo Bitcon, National 9 News.
The Howard government, meanwhile, has drawn level with Labor in the latest Bulletin Morgan poll. Both the coalition and the opposition recorded 50% of the two-party preferred vote, although the government is still significantly behind in both Victoria and New South Wales. New South Wales Police Minister Terry Whelan has called for an urgent report into a wild pub brawl in the state's Hunter Valley. A number of police were injured when they tried to break up a fight involving up to 30 people in the town of Cessnock. 2 officers were knocked unconscious and several others suffered cuts and bruises as up to 100 people watched, refusing to help police. A man's quick thinking in Melbourne is being credited with saving his son's life after the boy was stung up to 200 times by wasps. Qualified nurse Malcolm Jeffries injected 6-year-old Michael with adrenaline before rushing him to hospital. And a couple from Werribee, southwest of Melbourne, is recovering from the speedy arrival of their identical twin sons early today. The boys were born to Terry and Robert Noy in the minutes between them calling for an ambulance and its arrival. A touching reminder today of a tragedy that shocked the world 2 years ago. Parents of the 16 children who died in the massacre at the primary school in the Scottish town of Dunblane have unveiled a special memorial. It carries the students' names and that of their teacher, who was also killed.